Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to another lesson here on the FSX Fly channel. This is lesson number 7 of the PMDG 737NGX full tutorial series which I'm doing on my channel. I'm basically explaining all the major parts of this aircraft. In this lesson we're going through the interior and exterior lighting. And if you're wondering why we've not even got off the ground yet, in the future, in the next maybe month, I should have 3 parts of a full tutorial flight in the PMDG, so I will so go and check out my channel, subscribe if you want to go and see them, and they should be online shortly. So firstly we're just going to put the yoke down. We're going to go down to here, and this controls the panel lighting. So if we turn it all the way, the panel for the left hand side of the cockpit lights up, and then it has a similar one here for the first officer side. The other switches can be found on the lower pedestal for the lower pedestal and throttle quadrant, and up on the overhead panel for the actual circuit breakers and the overhead panel. So they'll be used obviously when it's dark, so you'll be able to see all the switches. Next, these are the floodlights, but they won't work really when it's day, and also another floodlight can be found here, but you won't be able to see that when it's day. Next we're going to go to the exterior lighting, and first that's basically it for the cockpit lighting. There's a dome light that you can switch on here, which will illuminate the entire cockpit, but usually that's switched off for takeoff or landing, just so the pilot flying can see outside for a visual approach. Now we're going to go to the forward part of the overhead panel and go over to the left hand side where it says landing lights. And there are 4 different sets of landing lights, well 2 different sets but 4 different switches. These ones are the landing lights on the wing, so these ones here, next to the runway turn-off lights. And these are the retractable ones, so if we turn them all the way down, we can see on the underneath the fuselage, these 2 lights appear. And this is a 3-position switch, so if we turn it up one, they would be out but off. And if we were to put them all the way up, they would retract back up. Usually they're retracted back up into the fuselage just after takeoff, as they're no longer needed, and it just reduces stress on them. And just turn them all off. There's a big thing that can turn them all on, and they're turned off for they're turned on. These 2 fixed landing lights are turned on below 10,000 feet, and these can be switched off just after takeoff and just before landing. Moving on to the runway turn-off lights. They're next to the fixed landing lights on either side. They usually illuminate the sides of the aircraft, hence the runway turn-off lights. They're turned on before takeoff, after takeoff, so they're turned off after takeoff, and then they're turned on just before landing for extra visibility. Taxi light on the front nose wheel, used for taxiing and switched off just before takeoff. Moving on to the right hand side, we've got the logo light, which is a light on the vertical stabilizer which illuminates the logo, so usually that doesn't need switching on in the day. Strobe, this is also a 3-position switch, so off is all the lights are off because there's a red, a green and a white. If we turn them to standby, the green light here, which is starboard, and port is here with the red light, and then a white light appears on the tail fin. That's switched on all the time during flight. So from pre-flight to shutdown, they're kept on. And then before takeoff, we turn them to the position strobe and steady lights. So that is the green and red and white lights plus the strobe lights, and that's turned on just before takeoff and after landing. So we can turn them back and steady because we're not at the runway. Anti-collision light is the red beacon light, and the red beacon light on the top and the red beacon light on the bottom. That is turned on prior to pushback and shutdown to alert any ground members not to come close because the engines are obviously running. So we can turn that off now. Wing light, fairly self-explanatory. On the wing, illuminates here just under the A on this Ryanair livery. Illuminates the engine cowling and the wing. That can be turned off at 10,000 feet as well. Wheel well lights, used for inspection of the gear and prior to pushback. So that is basically it for the exterior and interior lighting. Please do put in the comments any questions you'd like to go forth, and please go ahead and look on my channel for the 3-part full flight tutorial in the PMDG, which I will be making very shortly. So I'd like you all, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to comment, like and subscribe.